Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something. In old form, Riften. Might consider joining up myself.
No?
Huh? What do you want?
Yes. Hofmir took me in when I arrived in Riften about a year ago. He's been teaching me everything he knows. Horses are my whole life. Back in Hammerfell, I helped my family raise horses at our farm. I hope to open my own stables one day. But I think it's going to take a lot longer than I expected. I owe a great deal of money to someone, and I think they cheated me. I don't know what to do. I was able to work out a deal with the stables in Whitebrook to sell me some of their pack and harnesses. I borrowed some gold from Sapphire to pay for the shipment, but it got robbed before it even arrived. Now Sapphire wants her money back, and if I don't pay her, I think she's going to kill me. You will? Oh, thank you.
But you have to ask her to stop. She messes with shouts. Good. Glad we straightened that out.
I presume.
If you've got the coin, you've got
What in the name of oblivion do you want? Of course, nothing gets done without my approval in this city. I have the Jarl's ear and the guards in my pocket. Anyone makes trouble for me and I pay a visit to the Thieves Guild. Make me angry and I contact the Dark Brotherhood. You do well to remember that the next time you make such a stupid observation. Out of my way.
Looking for work? I need someone to deliver a message to Civi Blackbriar. Ah, well, I recently approached Civi Blackbriar about buying Frost, one of the finest breeding horses in Skyrim. He agreed to sell. I paid Civi half the cost of Frost up front, but before he could deliver, Maven had him locked up. Civi believes this exempts him from our deal. It does not. I want you to talk to Civi for me. Then I want you to bring me Frost and the lineage papers that prove the horse's worth. Ah, you're a smart woman. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Head to the Riften jail and talk to Civi. Get him to tell you where Frost and his lineage papers are and bring them to me outside Riften. You'll be well paid for your time. I'm not exactly comfortable around guards or jails. Definitely not when associates of mine have been locked up. No, I'll meet you outside of town. No idea, but whatever he did, it must have angered Maven. No guard would lock up a Blackbriar without the old lady's permission. I'll meet you outside of town.
Yeah. I knew that stupid kid would try and find a way to weasel out of his debt. Look, this is really simple. I lent him some gold, he promised to pay me back, and now he says he's broke. End of story. I don't care. A deal's a deal. Are you kidding me? I've got the entire Thieves Guild at my back. What have you got? Don't know why you'd help a stranger like that, but a septum's a septum. Don't care where it comes from. You can tell Charter his debt's been paid.
There's nothing like fishing on Lake Onric. You should try it sometime. Only the best in all of Riften. I own Riften Fishery. Started out with a single fishing pole, and now I have an entire building and 2 boats to my name. Not bad for a middle-aged Nore. Too bad I haven't had the same success helping the city shed its poverty. And even Nore thinks I'm wasting my time trying. But I disagree. I sell my catch across a good portion of Skyrim. It's worth its weight in gold to me. The only untapped market left is Markarth. However, I just got word that Klepper at the Silver Blood Inn might be interested. If you're headed that way, I would appreciate you delivering a purchase agreement for me. You'd be paid, of course. Good. Klepper will pay you as soon as you arrive with the letter. Here you are. Yes, I suppose someone has to be around here. Have you seen the condition of the sorry excuse for a city? Beggars roam the streets, crime runs rampant, and the threat of war is driving away business. The paltry amount of coin that I place in the charity box at the temple is the least I can do to help. Nivenor is my wife. How I was ever able to meet such a gorgeous creature is one of life's mysteries. We're at odds about my charity. She thinks the people in this town have become lazy and expecting a handout. I tried to include her in my lessons for Maramal over at the Temple of Mara, but she prefers to shop instead. Different strokes, eh? Remember to give at the temple.
If your allegiance lies with the Empire, we haven't much to discuss. You're not from around here. Imperial spy, perhaps? They mean to take our history and crush it all in the name of some damn treaty. The soil beneath our feet is steeped in the blood of our ancestors. We've fought for this land, and died for it. I lost my own daughter to the Imperial dogs, and by Talos I'll not lose anyone else. Lilia joined the Stormcloaks many years ago, when the first of the skirmishes broke out across Skyrim. I was so proud of her. She served as a battle maiden, using her healing arts to help those that fell on the battlefield. Never even lifted a blade in her life. It didn't matter. The Imperial soldiers cut her down, killed her like a dog, and left her body to rot in the mud. And that's why I won't rest easy until every single Imperial soldier joins her, and Ulfric sits upon the throne of Skyrim. Support Ulfric or die trying. There's nothing in the...
Damn God won't take the time. Huh? Well, not really. Well, I was taking an evening walk like I always do, and I saw some men outside the Echo Deep Mine. The thing is, they look like mercenaries, up to no good. I've never seen them around here, and they look real tough. In addition, the Echo Deep Mines are not a place people go. There are myths about it. All sorts of stories. Some say it's haunted by ghosts. Some say a wealthy bandit lord hides out in it, quietly contributing to the crime in Riften. Some people even say that deep within the mines there are Dwemer ruins, full of all sorts of automatons, just waiting to slay whoever enters. On my way back from my walk, I passed the mine entrance again. I heard all sorts of horrific noises. I reckon something happened to those men. Anyone going to those mines is up to no good. And I've asked a guard to take a look, but they just ignored me. I need someone to see what's happened. Would you go look for me? Please, if you're planning something, the city guard needs to know. Please, go check for me. Finally, thank you. I'll mark it down on your map. Just be careful. We still don't know what's in there.
Go on then, deliver my message to Civi.
Please. Of course I do. There may be wolves and bears, and I may be old, but I've still got plenty of fight left in me. Be safe out there.
My skill in battle is unmatched. What was much later for you? That skill can be bought.
I'll be at the market.
My son for just stabbing your foes. We've been roasting them alive in a gout of arcane fire.
What can I get you? Meat? Wine? Here, take a look at this. If it's true that the dragons have returned, what will it mean for all of us? Is this how it all ends? Riften's biggest exports used to be fishing and honey until the Blackbriar family moved in. Now the meadery is the biggest game in town. The Thieves Guild has been pushing hard to regain a foothold in the city. Rumor has it they're falling apart from the inside. If Maven Blackbriar keeps raising prices on meat, I'll have to resort to watering it down just to make ends meet. Civi Blackbriar is furious that his ex-lover tried to murder him. He's leaving no stone unturned searching for her. Crime is an all-time high in the city thanks to the Thieves Guild. Don't we have enough problems with the war going on? Head north to Winterhold. There's a college there. They teach magic. Most Nords don't care for them. Else you could go see the Jarl's wizard. Might be able to help you. Come back and see us again.
If your allegiance lies with the Empire, we haven't much to discuss.
What wasn't I clear about?
Look, I already said Shaka doesn't owe me a thing, so get off my back.
Welcome to the Bee and Bar, my lady. If I can interest you in one of our special drinks, you let me know. I met her when I wandered into Riften a few years ago. Been smitten with her ever since. In fact, I'm thinking of asking her to marry me. In Blackmarsh, tradition dictates we present a potential mate a unique wedding ring to represent our future bond. I already have the gold band, but all I need are 3 flawless amethysts to complete the setting. I was hoping you'd offer. I didn't think it was my place to ask such a favor of you. I thank you. Every Argonian wedding proposal band is supposed to have 3 flawless amethysts. 2 of the gems, the ones on the outside, represent the couple to be married. 1 for the husband, 1 for the wife. The amethyst in the center represents the hist, the entity that all Argonians consider a sacred part of our lives. 3, in fact. They're my own recipe. Brought them over here from my days as a bartender in Gideon. First is the Velvet Lachance, which is a mixture of blackberry, honey, spiced wine, and a touch of nightshade. Perfectly safe, I assure you. Second, we have the White Gold Tower, which is heavy cream with a layer of blended mead, lavender, and dragon's tongue on top. Last, and only for the bravest of souls, we have the Cliff Racer, which is firebrand wine, Cyrodiilic brandy, Flynn, and Sujama. They're vermin, garbage. They're exactly what makes this city such a horrible place to live. How appropriate they should live in the rat way with the rest of the trash. Disgusting. Ruined sewers filled with goodness knows what. There's an entrance down by the canal, but I'd highly advise you to stay out of there. It's the Thieves Guild's territory. If you'll excuse me, I have other things to attend to.
Huh? Yeah?
Need something? Excuse me, Sarah. Have you seen my pa? Well, he was trading at the market stalls, and then he was gone, and I can't find him. But he's got red hair, like me, and a big bushy beard. Oh, won't you help me find him? He's got a scar on his chin shaped like a star, and a big fat belly. Well, Paul's always drinking and coming home late, and maybe he's over at the inn, but urchins like me ain't allowed inside. Just head on over there. I'll be right behind you. Notice what? I don't need money. I told you Paul has a big belly and keeps me fed. You need to get your eyes checked, Captain. Seems to me like you're just a big bully harassing some poor kid. Maybe you tried to kidnap me and I stuck you where the sun don't shine. Or you can let me slip off with that fuss and we'll be as merry as a midday morning. Sounds like you're strolling till a guard walks past and nabs me. Why risk it? What's in it for me? Fair trade, Captain. But if you clink, I'll sing like a sparrow. So what do you want? Paul's a sailor with a kid every pop from Sailor Maine to Strass Mackay. One of them ports is Midtown, and one of them kids is me. Ma's a skimmer fiend. She likes to go where the skimmer is. One day she went off into the Ratways to get her some more, and never came back. Probably murdered for the click she had on her. Or maybe it was the skimmer that done her in. Don't matter all that much to me. If she showed up here tomorrow night, rot as rain, I'll spit rotten in her face and tell her to go kiss a daydream. I'd take care of myself. I heard the lady that runs is a hag raven that gobbles up stupid children. Besides, no one would want to adopt a dirty gutter snipe with broken teeth and blood under her nails. Not with the likes of cute, sweet Runa around. I got me a bedroll right by the fire in Mega's room. Would be aces if Ed didn't snore. What was it? Not problem. If she showed up here tomorrow, so you wanted them bleeding hearts to pinch something from all the time then. I got my scalp on my wits and all my fingers. I don't get lonesome. Right as rain, Captain. I got me a bedroll right by the fire in Becca's room. What was it? Problem. If she showed up here tomorrow, ain't that right? All I need is my scabbard and a mind to tell me when to use it. I got me a bedroll right by. What was this? Not problem. If she showed up here tomorrow, so they could take a big chunk of my spoils. I did just fine on my own. I got me a bedroll right by the fire in Becca's room. Would be eight. What do you want for it? Helga's had half the town need for sheets from what I hear. So head to the back house if that's what you're after. See you later, Captain.
How can Talos bless you, my child? I trained our daughter Lilia as a healer to one day tend the shrine of Talos and replace me as a priestess of Talos. When the fighting began over the white gold concordat, she ran off to join the Stormcloaks. She had her father's fire. How could I say no? She died out there, only having tended to the wounded soldiers for a few months. We never even found her body. The Empire burned all the dead. He's the protector of man, the dragon of the North, the patron of all Nords. And despite the Imperials and their treaty, he will always be one of the 9 divine. The devout Nord would rather fall in battle and have his blood spill upon the earth than allow the Empire to strike his name from the divinity. Talos is part of our culture. He's part of our heritage and our tradition. He's Skyrim personified. Talos preserve you.
Have our scouts come up with any information on these reports of dragons?
I know you. Where was it? Pleasantness at Helgen supposedly involved a dragon. It killed several soldiers before
As Jarl Layla's houseguard, I would ask that you maintain respectful distance from her at all times.
It falls under attack.
Yes, my lady. I've also taken the liberty in preparing a private
I
carriage.
find your hand in my pocket.
Just in
I'm going
case.
to cut it off.
Good. If Riften should fall, it's only right that its leader be spared.
Welcome to Mistveil Keep. I'm Jarl Layla's steward, Anuriel. As Riften's steward, I'm afraid I can provide only limited assistance. As steward, I serve as an intermediary between the Jarl and her subjects. I also handle the less important and day-to-day policies that affect daily life in Riften. Lately, I've had my hands full suppressing these ridiculous accusations of corruption in the keep. There are those that believe the Jarl does nothing for the city, that it's corrupt and run by the Blackbriar family. I can assure you that this is entirely false. We are fully in control of everything. Maven Blackbriar is the owner of the largest and most profitable business in all Skyrim, the Blackbriar Meadery. We're pleased to have her in Riften. She brings stability, opportunities for employment, and strategic value to our city. I'd hardly call them a guild, more like unorganized rabble. In fact, I wouldn't say they were a threat at all. No, our resources should be spent on preparations for invasion. You're welcome in Riften.
Welcome to Riften, traveler. I hope the road fared well for you. While I feel Ulfric's cause is just, my concern is for the people of the Rift. How can they continue to lead their already meager lives with dark clouds looming overhead? My heart goes out to them. If only our coffers were deeper, I could protect them as they were my own family. With the Stormcloaks at his back, Ulfric's poised to rid Skyrim of the Empire's forces and invalidate our involvement with the White Gold Concordat. Many have died taking up arms for this cause. I fear that the land will be stained with blood for years to come. Surely you're aware of the great war between the Imperials and the Elves who called themselves the Aldmeri Dominion? When the smoke cleared, the White Gold Concordat was signed. It was supposedly a treaty aimed at establishing peace within the Empire. One of the terms of the treaty was the outlawing of worship to Talos. To the Stormcloaks, this was viewed as the moment when the Empire became unworthy of the allegiance of any true Nord. We're all eager to see them brought to justice. Maven Blackbriar has assured me that they're being dealt with appropriately. As one of our city's most influential citizens, she's taken it upon herself to oversee their incarceration. Sadly, they're proving elusive, but I have confidence that Maven won't give up until this city has been rid of them all. Good journey to you.
I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of meat. Come to gloat, have we? To poke fun at the Jarl's youngest son? Because I did something not a soul in this blood-stained house of war has the backbone to do. Dared to speak my mind. I dared to speak of the Empire and the lies that have been spread by Ulfric, the leader of the Stormcloaks. Now my mother's stripping me of my heritage and incarcerated me here like a common criminal, and my brother has all but disowned me. Be wary what you say around here, friend. You'll find not all take kindly to insurrection. Ulfric only cares about one thing. Ulfric. He's ordained himself the future High King of Skyrim and steps on anyone that gets in his way. He's begun a rebellion against those that wish to eradicate the worship of Talos and uses it as his rallying cry. His cause may be true, but the man is a lie. All he holds in his heart is lust for the throne. I better get going.
We'll show those faithless dogs.
Hey, what do you think you're doing dragging those muddy boots in here? This is the Jarl's keep for the Bella's sake. Oh no, and an adventurer of all things. You're not diseased, are you? By the gods, I just got over the case of ataxia, and now this. Maybe you can't see it, but there's all kinds of dust and dirt floating around your body. Or maybe you're a mage like Melandra and you just make all the dirt invisible and I don't see it right away. Oh gods, what if you've already infected me? My wrists. I think I have Helljoy. Or rot blue. But I can't leave until I finish sweeping the hall. What if I die before then? I mean, you look okay, but you also look strong. What if the disease has to be cured right away? What if it can't be cured? By the gods, it isn't lycanthropy, is it? Do my problems carry to you? I better rest in here as soon as I finish for today. I'm dead, I see. The Jarl's maid. If you want to talk to someone important, try the steward. I just set the table and sweep the floors. I don't even live here. Normally maids sleep in the servants' quarters, but I usually stay at the Temple of Mara. I won't sleep on a bed of any kind. They're a perfect hiding place for a hive of yellow ticks. It's not paranoia. I was bedridden for the last 3 weeks with ataxia. My employer, I mean the Jarl, was very angry. There was so much dust. Before that, it was the rattles. I got too close to one of Valandria's jaws and inhaled some kind of spore. Before I got the rattles, it was rockjoint. And before that, it was collywobbles. In the brief time I've been made at Miss Vale Keep, I've gotten damworm in the droops, woodbane and witherfoot. I've survived this long through perseverance, not paranoia. I dust the floors and wipe the tables, wash the dishes and change the linens. I make sure to clean every nook, crack, and corner of this place, and sometimes it's still not enough.
Goodbye. I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of meat.
Out of my way. The son of the Jarl has no time for idle conversation with travelers. If you must know, I was practicing in the yard when the guard I was sparring with fainted when I specifically told him to duck. My blade bit right into the stonework next to the keep and needed serious repairs. Thankfully, our smith Balliman works wonders. In fact, if you'd fetch my blade from him, I'd be most appreciative. Thank you. Do hurry, please. Every day, the threat of exile from Riften draws closer for myself and my family. Who knows how many spies the Empire has sent into our midst already? We're at war. This isn't the time for hospitality. Thank goodness Mother is keeping a level head about everything. If my brother Saelund had his way, we'd be flying Imperial colors by now. Can you believe that fool had the audacity to speak of his love for the Empire in the plaza? He expects us to drop our defenses and greet them with open arms, to dialogue with them rather than defend our homeland by spilling their blood. He's a traitor, plain and simple. Had I been sitting on the throne, he'd be hanging from the gallows for his sympathies toward the Empire.
As Jarl Laila's houseguard. Oh, did you have some sort of official business here? Indeed. There have been multiple attempts on the Jarl's life. We're not certain if it's the Dark Brotherhood or simply Imperial sympathizers. We've also had run-ins with spies attempting to probe our security for weaknesses. I work with the city guard to make certain they fail. At the end of the day, I'm the last line of defense for the Jarl. I will not allow her to fall. Ulfric's a bloody hero. I don't think there's a worthy Nord alive who dare argue the point. He's taking the Empire to task and making them answer for their crimes. I don't think I'll be content until Ulfric sits upon the throne of Skyrim with the ashes of the Concordat at his feet. Liars and bastards, every one of them. I'd have their heads on a pike if it wasn't for the war effort. All I need is a dozen men. We could march into the Rattway and burn them out like ruins. Stormcloaks won't have it though. Too busy keeping the Imperial forces at bay. Everyone knows the Thieves Guild uses the old sewer system beneath Riften as their hideout. I'd go down there myself, but that would leave Jarl Laila unprotected. I'm keeping my eye on you.
Someone actually interested in what I'm doing. Amazing. Well, allow me to explain. My experimentation involves a magical construct and a reagent that will allow the construct to maintain a field of permanent harmonic energy. You don't have to because it's utter nonsense. It's never going to work. No. What I need to do is reverse that. Draw the harmonic energy into the reagent and then apply it with a proper incantation. What was I thinking? It would never work that first way. Why didn't you tell me? Calipers? That's utterly ridiculous. Maybe long ago you could just find calipers in every household across Tamriel, but not anymore. Hold on. You've given me a brilliant idea. Genius! And I'm sure you've completely worked out how to counteract complete dimensional collapse, right? course! 9 is the most basic of magical principles. Oh, how stupid of me. That completely takes care of all your basic problems. Magic of burn, dimensional collapse, and thermic drift. You've done it! Now, if I can only remember what we were originally talking about. Yes, I could use some help with that. An assistant, perhaps? No. Maybe a familiar. No, too messy. Well, at any rate, organization is not my strong suit. Not at all. I need as much help as I can get. In fact, if you could retrieve a few things for me, I could start on my next set of experiments. As you can imagine, I tend to forget things often. Leave things around. I really must learn to put these things away. What I need is my Dwemer stirring spoon, my orichalcum ingot, and my grand soul gem. In fact, I could use them immediately. Bring those items back to me, and I'll be happy to experiment on you. No, that isn't right. I'd be happy to reward you. Excellent. I can't wait. Well, why are you still standing here? Oh, right. You need to know where they are. That would help. Let's see. Last time I used the Dwemer spoon was at my dear friend Bodhi's house in Irisstead. Fellstar Farm, I believe it's called. The orichalcum ingot should still be at Winterhold at the Frozen Hearth Inn. I don't know why I didn't just take it with me. And last is the soul gem. I left that one in Windhelm at the White Phial Alchemy Shop. It was a good trade, too. Oh well. Winterhold. You want the college there? They teach quite a bit. Okay. Now where did I put those spiders?
Disrespect the law, and you disrespect me. I have to wonder, what does the Dragonborn do once he's summoned by the Greybeards?
If you know any true sons and daughters of Skyrim, tell them to head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them. Next Imperial IC is dead. Riften's under my protection. You watch yourself now.
Can't wait to kill another Imperial.
Don't think you can barter with me like I'm one of those damn shopkeepers.
For a dragon to attack Heinsgrove? Why? Why there? I used to be an adventurer like you, then I took an arrow in the knee.
Be careful!
I know you. What was it? Did we have an appointment? No. Was it delivery? I can't remember.
Be careful. Have you met Balam? I'm his apprentice. He's teaching me all about being a blacksmith.
I hate the waiting. The gods stand waiting.
If you've got the coin, you've come to the right place. Pull up a seat.
Welcome to the Bee and Bar, milady. If I can interest you in one of our special drinks.
Look, I already said Shadra doesn't know me a thing. You're a stranger here too, huh? To call it a guild is ridiculous. How can people who would betray one another over a gold coin be considered part of an association? They're the worst kind. Even the Dark Brotherhood abides by strict set of rules and tradition. These thieves are just rabble. What do you think? That's a shame. Too many people in Riften share your view, and look where it's getting them. It's going to take more than just myself and Eren to help this city. It has to want to help itself first. Maven Blackbriar, the matriarch of the family, represents everything that's wrong with this city. She's bribed countless officials, has friends back in the Imperial City, and freely associates with the Thieves Guild. I've tried everything I can to protect Riften citizens from her family, but to no avail. Well, there's Ingun Blackbriar, Maven's daughter, strange girl. She likes to spend time down in Elgrim's elixirs working on her alchemy. Then you have Hemming, Maven's son, spoiled brat and heir to her empire. He follows her word like a loyal dog follows its master. And finally, Sibi, the worst of all of them. He's in Riften jail for murder. I've been adventuring in Tamriel since I was a fresh-faced young woman barely able to swing a blade. My travels have taken me from High Rock to Valenwood, elsewhere to Morrowind, and all points in between. Many years ago, I lost my blade, Grimsever, within a Dwemer ruin. I took it as a sign that I was wasting my days in search of wealth. You and I are alike. We seek challenge and great fortune. But for me, that's where the similarities end. You see, Riften is my great beast to be slain, and my fortune comes from gratitude and trust. It's been difficult. I've taken the burdens of this city's problems upon myself, and I keep running into impossible obstacles. Corruption, lies, and deceit are the order of the day here. It was Eren who found me dying outside of the Dwemer ruin. If he hadn't brought me here and nursed me back to health, I would have died. Well, it was lost years ago in a Dwemer ruin. Without it, I feel almost as defenseless as a newborn. I don't think I'll ever be able to find a replacement. I couldn't ask you to undertake such a treacherous journey. It would be your fool's errand, but I see that spark in your eye, and I know better than to warn you away. Grimsever rests within the Dwemer ruin a Missincha left. Tread carefully, friend. Those same ruins almost took my life. I was adventuring in the depths of the ruins when I was attacked by a massive construct, like nothing I had ever seen. When the Colossus struck, Grimsever was knocked from my grasp, and I was wounded badly. It was only through blind luck that I was able to crawl away from the Dwemer abomination and make my way to the surface. I must have collapsed, because the next thing I remember is Eren standing over me, tending to my wounds. Please be careful. I don't wish to be the reason for your death.
So then, deliver my message to Sibi.
Look, I already said Shadra doesn't know me a thing, so get off my back.
Sugar and sands, friend. Can I interest you in a bouquet of flowers for your special someone? Really? Perhaps I am selling them too cheaply. I wonder how much Elgrim sells his flowers for.
Why? Who told you I need help? I have sold bells to Merwood. I do not need advice from one who tramples flowers instead of picking them. So, you want to share in the profits. I will not be your minion. But you can be mine. It is much better if you work for me. This way your honey will not be jealous of the pretty cash ribbons you win. There is a famous flower in Whiterun called Zora's Cotton. Bring this to me, and I will consider giving you the day off sometime next year.
To oblivion with all of you! You rich piles of dung walking by us like we're not there,
My
pretending we
food
don't
is
exist.
best in all of Skyrim, always as fresh as the day it was collected. I picked up a trick from a butcher in Elmere, a small town over the border in Hammerfell. He showed me a way to grind up ice wraith teeth and use it as a preservative. Keeps everything cold and fresh, but only for a limited time. I'm always looking to replenish my supply, so if you ever come across 5 of them, I'd be more than happy to take them off your hands. Thanks, I was actually worried I'd run out. Well, I'd be careful if I were you. I hear the Nord hunt them for some kind of initiation rite. Not all of them end up victorious. The last traveller that traded me some said he found them at a place called Ancient's Basin. Careful though, rumour has it a dragon makes its home there. They live below the streets in the ratway like dirty animals, and trust me, they're no better than the vermin that slink out of there for scraps. They make it difficult for decent people to earn a living. Of course, not many decent people live here in the first place. It's Riften's name for the sewers beneath our feet. Absolutely disgusting. If you fancy keeping your purse filled with gold and your head on your shoulders, I'd stay out of those awful tunnels. Be careful looking for those teeth.
All this could be yours.
Music, please. New around Riften? Take my advice. Stay at the B&B. The bunkhouse isn't for you. Of course not. You expect me to take care of it by myself? My niece Vanna helps me with the chores. She'd be more help if she kept her head out of the clouds. She's been with me ever since her parents were killed by bandits and she was dropped in my lap. There's a college in Winterhold that teaches magic. It's very secret. The girl's caught wizard was taught there. That one's full. I presume you're bothering. I don't know why I bother.
Greetings, traveler. I don't think we've met. My name's Kayleen. That's right, the Kayleen. Professional bard, playwright, and stage actress. Okay, I'm really just a beggar, but you didn't hear that from me. Well, the Nords value hard work. Some people like it when a beggar shows a little gumption. If I say I'm an artist, the locals do their best to keep my name on the wind. All right, music plays. Music plays. What can
Working
I
at the Riften fishery is tough.
do?
I'm gonna get some coin in my pocket.
Please, let me know when you figure out what those men were up to.
I won't acknowledge you. That's an odd and brusque way to address a stranger now, isn't it? Yes, I understand. Curiosity is the driving force in many of our lives, and the failure to sate it can lead to many frustration. Sometimes I think it's best to just sit down and read about other people's adventures instead. What about you? Do you enjoy the art of reading? You and me both. Too many people see books as practical tools to boost their acumen, but pass over the wealth of wisdom held within each story. Others will read a story but miss the point entirely. Stories about Daedra, for instance, are not about Daedra. They are meant to show us the grotesqueness of man. Oh, books are my favourite subject. Well, other than, you know. Well, I'm actually talking about 2 things, and they're both attached to Helga's chest, which would make my love of books a distant third. Why yes, 3 of them in fact. I'm not entirely sure why or even who sent them, but perhaps it was someone who knew of my fondness for literature. You can have them actually. Hopefully they'll help you fill up some of those empty hours. Not much. I received them from a courier not too long ago with specific instructions to hold on to said books until the owner retrieved them, but he said if he didn't show up within a week I was free to do with them as I pleased. The whole thing was rather bizarre, but these days what isn't? I'm not a friend, I'm a suitor. If only I could convince her to see me as such. Not well. No matter how ferociously I chase her, when she treats me as if I just contracted swamp fever. Does she think I'm an Argonian? I've never even seen a swamp. No offense. Yes, it's not like I don't have friends that are Argonian. Real ones. Not the imaginary kind people make up to hide their prejudice. I can even tell you their names. Ujita's a kind soul, and a good fisherman, at least when she isn't offering favours for schooner. Kirava and Talon J are the personification of true love, something we all aspire to achieve. Marry Helga. Now there's a frightening thought. Oh no, I assure you my intentions are entirely puerile. I want to bed her. I want to dip my face in her ample bosom and make crude animal noises. I want to taste her apple pie, eat her sweet roll, and now I'm hungry. Oh, you jest. But being a woman is not so simple as you make it sound. I should know, I'm terrible at it. Don't remind me of that place. I saved up all my gold, travelled to the opposite end of Skyrim. What did they tell me? The sisters are communing with Bella and can't be disturbed. I've never heard a worse excuse in all my years. Oh no, I'm not going through that again. Helga is right here, and by all accounts not a picky woman. It's well known that Helga is what ruffians call a very loose woman. Man, mer, dwarven centurion, they say she takes all who are willing. Somehow, I managed to be excluded from this special fraternity. All right then?
I do. Sadly, I'm one of the few traditional Saxelial jewelers that remains in Tamriel. It's becoming a lost art. Only trouble is gathering materials has become hazardous. The roads to the mines and to the other cities are thick with bandits, and worse. Would you be interested in gathering some materials for me? I'd certainly be happy to compensate you. Thank you, Landstrider. I'm seeking a small list of items to complete my next creation. 2 flawless sapphires, a mammoth tusk, and a chunk of gold ore. The ivory from this tusk will be perfect for the inlay on my amulets. See for yourself. Not well, I'm afraid. That Brynjolf keeps draining the people's pockets with his ridiculous miracle cure. A few months ago, it was troll fat salve, and now he's got something new. Not that there's anything that can be done about it. He's in good with the Thieves Guild. Forgive me, it's a term I haven't used in some time. While most in Tamriel call my kind Argonian, we prefer the term Saxelial. MODDED was actually my original Saxelial name. Unlike others, I decided to embrace tradition and keep it that way. Safe travels, Landstrider.
You gonna buy something, or just here for training? Otherwise, move on. Look, I've moved all over Skyrim selling these bits of junk, and I'm barely scraping by. I'm not out to win friends, and I could care less if you're happy about your purchase or not. I just need the coin. The sooner I get out of Skyrim, the better. Are you serious? The war is tearing the land apart. If I were you, I'd pack up and get out of here before you end up in one of those burial cairns. They'd stop at nothing to take your last bit of food if that's all you had. The Ratway's too good a place for that scum. There are ruined sewer tunnels beneath the city. The only way I know how to get in there is through a door off of the canal. If I were you, I'd keep my feet dry and stay up here. Come back when you're ready to spend more
Seen to
gold.
other people's
Sounds
thoughts.
like-
If you're looking for anything to sell for a fair price, I run the pawned brawn over by the market. Catchy, isn't it? In my youth, I was a fisherman. I had a beautiful ship named the Brawny Prawn. But the years have a way of creeping up on you. I ended up selling that ship to open this place. Seemed only fitting to name it after her. Well, changed it a bit, I suppose. If I had been smarter, I would have kept my boat. Coming to this city was a big mistake. The question is, what isn't wrong with Riften? This city's corrupt, rotten to the core. No one cares about anything except themselves, and how much coin they can make off the misery of others. Authorities, have you been listening to what I said? They're all dirty, every one of them. The only way to get things done in this city is to keep your head down and pay off the right people. They used to be pretty feared around here. I mean, you'd whisper the name, and it'd send chills down your spine. Now, they're nothing more than ruffians and thugs, trying to pry a few extra coin from honest people. All it will take is a small force of guard to go into the ratway and flush them out. It's our name for the old sewers that run under the city. It used to be a huge system hundreds of years ago, but it fell into decay, just like the rest of Riften. The guild stalks a place full of thugs that aren't good enough to join, so watch yourself if you venture down there. All right then.
Please, I need but a septum. A septum is all I ask.
Come to see Balliman perform miracles with steel, eh? Smithing's been in my blood for generations. I owe my success to my forefathers and their recipe for flame. The secret is my forge. It consumes fire salts, a strange mineral that burns as hot as red mountain lava. Well, it was. Sadly, this forge is dying, and I've used the last of my fire salts. If I can't feed it soon, it may grow cold. You will? Thank you. 10 pinches of fire salt should give me all I need to bring this forge back to life. Lazy good for nothing, isn't he? Sent you down here when I'm a stone's throw from the keep. Here's the sword. Tell Harald to stop slaying walls, and perhaps his blade will stay in better condition. People say I'm making gold off of other people's misery, but what else would I do? Smithing is all I know. Next time one of my shields deflects a killing blow, they'll change their tune. A flame atronach's body might provide fire salt. They're dangerous creatures that can be summoned by wizards. Of course, it would be much easier to check with an alchemist. They occasionally have them for sale. Remember, nothing but genuine fire salts will do. The fortune is the difference. What brings you to Balliman today? Repair? Purchase? Nothing like the smell of a white-hot blade, eh?
Those who shirk their duties will get an extra beating. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Rowley.
And one more thing. I will hear no more talk of adoptions. None of you riffraff is getting adopted ever. Nobody needs you. Nobody wants you. That, my darlings, is why you're here. Why you will always be here until the day you come of age and get thrown into that wide, horrible world. Now, what do you all say?
Love you, darling. Thank you for your kindness.
That's better. Now scurry off, my little gutter snipes.
What do you get yourself
You have
drowned?
no business being here.
No way Grilla would let any of us get adopted. Especially now.
You really shouldn't be here. Sadly, yes. Even the townsfolk have taken to calling her Grella the Kind. Her very existence has become something of a running joke. Grella runs this orphanage because she's old and set in her ways and doesn't know any other life. These children need love and comfort. I try, but I'm sorry. You should go. The children aren't up for adoption, and it's cruel to get their hopes up. Besides, Grella hates visitors. I'm sorry, no. Grella is the headmistress here, and she's decided not to allow any adoptions. I wish things were otherwise. All of these children deserve a better home, but there's nothing I can do.
Grilla, why someone like you want to hang around a place like this? Aventus Aratina. He was sent to live here after his mother died. He escaped, and before he left, he said he was going to do the Black Sacrament. You know, they call the Dark Brotherhood, so they come and kill old Grella. Word out on the street is that he went home to Windhelm, and people have heard strange chanting coming from his house. He's really doing it. Bye. Please, lady, you gotta get me out of here. Ever since Aventus left, Grella's been even meaner than usual. I swear, she's gonna kill one of us. Aventus Aratina? He only lived here for a while. I think his mother got sick and died or something. Anyway, he's gone now. He ran away. But Samuel told me he's back home in Windhelm, and is doing some kind of dark ritual. He's trying to summon some killers to come get old Grella. Bye. I'm really afraid of Grellin. When Aventus escaped, he was so mad. I got double the beatings that day. A little boy who lived here, Aventus Aratina. He was nice, but really quiet and sad, because his mother just died. He ran away, back home to Windhelm. Samuel told me he's trying to get some murderer people to come here and kill Grellin. I really hope he does. My parents dropped me off here a year ago, but they're coming back to get me. They said so. Oh, Aventus Aretino? He was sent here when his mother died, but he ran away. I heard he went back to his house in Windhelm, and he's trying to get the Dark Brotherhood to come and murder Grellin. That would be so wonderful. Until next time.
This is an orphanage, not an inn. Be gone from here.
Be careful. If you're looking for anything to sell for a fair price, I run the pawned brawn over by the market.
My husband Percy will be the death of me. All the crime and corruption in Riften is really getting to him. And now that we hear rumors about the dragons, he makes me very depressed. What are you doing that for? What's the hurry?
You lost?
Sorry,
Working at the Riften fishery is tough.
This place clean as by the door. The bunkhouse isn't an inn. I'd recommend the B&bar work. I suppose you can call it that. I call it slavery. I work my fingers to the bone keeping this disgusting place clean. Ever since my parents died and Helga took me in, it's been a nightmare. How was I to know she was such a wretched woman? So now I'm stuck living here while those pigs she calls customers grope me and say the most awful things. It's not just the work, it's everything about her. She's disgusting. I think she takes her worship of Debella a bit too seriously. Do you know she slept with 3 different men in the last month alone? What kind of woman would do such a thing? Just for once, I'd like to see her squirm, to rub her nose in it. Actually, there is. but I don't think I could get away with doing it. She'd kill me if she found out. You see, I happen to know, after she makes love, she gives her partner a token of her affection called a mark of Bella. If you confront her with 3 of the marks, she'd be so embarrassed. Well, I don't know what she'd do. Oh, this is going to be great! You need to get the marks of Bella from Boli, Hofgrir, and Indaren. Not sure how you're going to do that, but try your best. Then just confront Helga with them, and the rest works itself out. Try and get those marks without violence, please.
If you're ever in the market, I'll deal in specialty goods from Morrowind in one of the stands. I may be Dark Elf by birth, but I was raised Argonian. For reasons I'm still trying to discover. I ended up orphaned and taken in by a kindly Argonian family in Black Marsh. I hope one day to find out what happened to me, how I ended up like that. Just one. I know when I was found by my Argonian father, I was wrapped in a blanket bearing the symbol of House Telvanni. It was one of the great houses in Morrowind long ago. Whether that means I was one of them or not, I'm uncertain. If you come across anything in your travels that might provide me with the answers I'm looking for, I'd be grateful. Thank you. I learned that a matron who had served for House Telvanni had escaped Morrowind during the Accession War. Record showed her barring passage aboard a sailing vessel named the Pride of Telvos, but that's where the trail ran cold. I spent years looking for what became of the ship, but I ended up empty-handed. Anything you can find would be a
Come
great
see me in
help.
the market if you're looking for the finest custom jewelry in all
Please
Skyrim.
help me. I'm going to lose my job at the Riften fishery. Bully is a good man. He pays us well and watches out for us. I used to work at the Blackbriar Meadery, but in Darwin and I never saw eye to eye. That elf has no patience at all. It's probably for the best anyway. I'm far better at fishing than working in a meadery. My job at the Riften fishery is in danger. The owner, Bully, said that if I show up for work in this condition one more time, then I'm out. I don't mean to do this to myself, but I can't help it. I tried some skooma a year ago, and ever since then, I can't stop. If you could give me a healing potion, I could cleanse this poison from my body and get back to my life. Your kindness will never be forgotten. Here, take this. It's all I can offer you for what you've given me.
Can't you bother me?
Did it bring anything? I'm not sure what it's made from, but I can tell you that once you've had a taste, you'll never crave anything else. The Dunmer came up with stuff a long time ago. Very illegal and very hard to come by. I got mine off a merchant ship in Solitude. Worst mistake I ever made. Any healing potion will do. Please, hurry.
I'm off work at the Blackbriar Meadery. She's an absolute pleasure to work for. In fact, I almost feel guilty accepting pay from her. Why, just this last week, I was commenting to my fellow meadery workers just how lucky we are to be working for such a charitable family. Look, if I'm caught saying anything bad about the meadery or the family, I'm gonna get this. I'm the 4th person to work the tasting counter in the last year. The last 3 are at the bottom of Lake Hungrik. Just take my advice and just get out of Riften as soon as you can. Lady Maven's been developing the secret recipe for Blackbriar mead over the last several decades. She uses a very secret blend of spices, fresh honey from Golden Glow Estate, and specially constructed aging casks to ensure the best flavor. Even when you get to the last sip in your flagon, it'll taste just as good as the first. Damn it, sorry. I'm not very good at this. Look, just don't say anything to Maven, will you? I've spent weeks trying to get that right, and if she sees how stupid I am, she'll get rid of me. Yeah, fired. Sure, that's what I meant. Travel safe.
Watch what you're doing. Can't you bother me at my armor stand in the market? Or are you that desperate for training? Come back when you're ready to spend more gold. Goodness knows I could use it.
If you're looking for a bed, this is the wrong place. This heap of matchsticks is what everyone calls Helga's bunkhouse. Can you stay here? No. The bunkhouse is for the working man, not some sort of luxury inn for tourists.
I don't know why I bother.
Oh, hello there. How are you? I'm doing okay. It's just another day with not a lot going on. Is there anything in particular I can help you with? Well, that's something that doesn't happen every day. You want to ask me questions? I'm just a farmhand. On the list of important folks in this town, I'm about as low in common as a borrowed robe. So I don't know who you think I am, stranger, but I'm not at all interesting. You, on the other hand, I bet you've gone on all sorts of adventures. So you slay dragons. If I ever did something like that, people of Riften wouldn't hear the end of it. I'd change my name to Paragon the Dragon Slayer or something. And I'd have Atfield fetch my boots. I wouldn't be asking you questions about his life, that's for sure. So I'm not sure why I was talking to you. Alright then, ask your questions. I'll try my best to ignore the list in my head. Though I'd still rather talk about you. You sound like Valentine. He never stops with the green pack and all this other religious nonsense. So I can't pick a cabbage from garden, but if the Lord picks that same cabbage and sells it to me to eat, it's okay. The whole concept seems a little silly to me. If you're not going to eat festivals, that's one thing, but don't look down on me for harvesting crops, there's plenty of green on your plate. Good. The climate here in Riften is ideal for the crops we grow. The soil is warm, but not too warm where the tubers refer to leaves. In some places, the ground is so hard you need a shovel to harvest things. Here you can pull out the leaves by the stems. The potatoes require a little bit more care, so as not to damage them. You have to sort of ease the stalk out of the ground, and then claw around the dirt. It's still pretty easy compared to the farm work up north. I've got a bad back though, and I have to spend half my earnings over at Eldrin's Elixirs, and the rest I spend on food, shelter, and maybe the occasional bottle of meat. I've got no complaints though. If I have money, I'm not sure what to spend it on. I do know about honorable. At least I don't work the fields out of some sense of duty or for someone else's admiration. I do it so I won't go hungry. Sometimes it happens anyway. Good. The soil, here you have to, I've got, and the rest, if I have money, I'm not sure I agree. The snowshots and blackbriars have enough coal to fill the ratlings, but they don't seem all that happy about it. Sometimes I'm glad I don't work under full wolf. I don't make as much as Atfield or Leonora, but I can make my own house and work at my own pace. Good. The soil is what, here you have, I've got, and the rest, if I have money, I'm not sure what to spend it. You're right. I always hear about how the blackbriars are scheming, or how the children are getting into trouble. Meanwhile, full wolf and Asgir store about Riften as if they were nail nuts in their bottles. Good. The soil is, here you have to, I've got, and the rest, if I have money, I'm not sure what to spend it. Maybe so, but from what I hear, not everyone finds it warm. Sometimes it's too hot, sometimes it burns. Why seek the sun when you're comfortable in the shade? No, but I don't mind. Helga's bunkhouse isn't too expensive. The beds are cozy enough, and Nuluva is easy on the eyes. I know Sundren thinks all of Mundus revolves around Helga, and Solana has her share of suitors, but I don't know. Neither of them strike my fancy. At least not the way Nuluva does. To be honest, I love everything about the bunkhouse, except maybe Valander. You haven't met her? She's a Dunmer woman with eyes like ebony, and a voice as smooth as the surface of Lake Hungrik. He's not a bad person or anything. It's just the way he's always going on about Valenwood. It makes me feel like such an outsider. I may be Bosmer by blood, but I was born and raised here, and someday I'll die here too. I shouldn't have to be ashamed of that. I've told Fellinger many times that I've never been outside Skyrim, but he'll still ask me what my favorite is of our homeland. Whenever I mention how beautiful the fall forest is, he'll tell me how the leaves and Sylvanar turn with twice the color. Or he and Ungrian will share stories about the way the cities rumble under your feet, or how a crop of new aromas bloom with each spring. And none of it means anything to me. When I sit at that table, I can't help but feel excluded, as if I have to apologize for who I am. I know, I don't mean to say he doesn't like me. It's much, much worse. He pities me. No, I know some, at least not the way Luva does. Yes, he is quite a character. It's funny how he insists on staying at Helga's when he clearly can afford better. No, I know some, at least not the way Luva does. Well, nobody's perfect. Well, besides Maven Blackbriar. He's not, I may be Bosmer by blood. I feel whenever I, or he, and none of it means anything to me. My thoughts exactly. I think he pities me, but I should be the one pitying him. He's the one who left his home and abandoned his craft, not me. He's not, I may be Bosmer by blood. I've told whenever I, or he, and none of it means anything to me. When I sit, okay, I get it. Maybe I'm being a bit melodramatic. I know he just misses his home, but I don't see why he has to pile his frustrations on me. He's not, I may be Bosmer by blood. I've told whenever I, or he, and none of it means anything to me. When I say that my parents migrated to Skyrim before I was born, whatever connection I share with Valenwood starts and ends in the mirror. It's funny, Valinor pities who I am, but if he were to meet someone here and have children, they'd look like him, but resemble me. He's, I may be Bosmer by blood. I've told whenever I, or he, and none of it means anything to me. When I say it must be awfully convenient to go through life just murdering the people you don't like. But I'm thankful to have met Valenor. Even the folks you don't get along with can teach you valuable things about yourself. No, I know, at least not the way Luva does. Oh no, I don't want him dead. He hasn't broken any laws. Of course, Merryfair Farm can't afford to hire another hand, while the Snowshots have enough to pay a dozen farmers and a score of guards. Only the Snowshots only hire out the Norse. True sons of Skyrim, basically. And maybe things might be different than Asgir, but I don't have my fingers crossed. He's pretty much a mirror of his father. They'd never hire me, even though I'm pretty sure they need me. A lot of travelers come by and help out, but ever since Hadravi left about 5 years ago, there hasn't been another steady farmhand since. The fool will never admit it though. I've always said when they bury him, they're going to need 3 coffins. One for him, one for his bride, and one for that cauldron he calls a belly. I have. For a long time, it was all I thought about. And it wasn't just to shut Valandor up. I really wanted to know about my heritage, my home. So every day, I'd skip a meal or pick a few more potatoes, and eventually saved enough to make the trip. I had everything back. All that was left was to say goodbye. I thanked Adil and Leonardo for having me, and all my friends in Bunker. On my way to Solitude, I made a stop in Morthal. That's where I met this tavern maid. She was the perfect embodiment of a mortal. Tall, pretty, and fair skin. Only there was something strange about the way she spoke. She called skeevers cave rats, Fulmer goblins, and constantly complained about the cold. I was more of a North than she was. And that's when I realized I didn't need to travel halfway across Demriel to find my home. I was already here. Sure, for starters, what's your favorite thing to eat in Skyrim? You must spend a lot of time up north. Stew's good, but it's not too popular in Riften. But in a place like Dawstar, I bet there's nothing finer. No, I got more, I think. Okay, how about this? What do you think is the most fearsome beast in Skyrim? Alright, some farmers will tell you a swarm of locusts is scarier than any dragon, but I don't know. Locusts don't breathe fire. No, that's it. I guess I can't even ask interesting questions. Sure, for starters, you've got a sweet tooth then. That's not very helpful, but I suppose most people nowadays just eat what they want and drink a potion afterward. If you can afford it, who am I to judge? No, I got more. I've never seen one, which might sound odd considering I've lived in Skyrim all my life. I've heard they're mostly harmless though, unless you poke them. No, that's it. Sure, for starters, you must be a warrior then, someone who likes their meat as bloody as their battles. Although I did meet a soldier once who only ate vegetables. She came to the farm to pick the leeks and potatoes, so she could boil them in a stew. And the best part was, she was bigger and stronger than all the farm guards put together. No, I got more. I'm inclined to agree. It's the hairs more than anything. If spiders shaved, I don't think people would hate them as much. No, that's it. Sure, for starters, I imagine that's what you have to eat, but it can't be your favorite thing to eat, can it? If so, you're missing out. But then again, who am I to tell you that? I've lived my whole life by taking pride in the simple things. And my idea of a fancy meal is a rabbit haunch with a side of freshly cut cabbage. No, I got more. Somebody once told me a bear would attack you unless it feels threatened. Now I realize he was trying to murder me. No, that's it. Sure, for starters, not the answer I'd expect coming from a fellow Bosmer. But don't worry, I'm a farmer. I'm the last person who's going to scold you about the green bed. No, I got more. You're probably right. Luckily, around here, you don't get too many bandits or mages, but there are plenty of thieves. No, that's it. Sure, for starters, I've heard that's the healthiest way to eat, although I'm not sure it matters if you're no good alchemist. No, I got more, I think. Ooh, I wouldn't touch that subject with a pair of check gloves. Riften is full of happy newlyweds, but please don't take kindly to negativity. Well, at least until Jade will do. They say having marriage cheap lessons is doomed to fall apart. Goodbye.
Anything you can find would be a great help.
Need something? Of course you do. You need flowers. I am very good at spotting liars. I will keep this fortune you are giving me as punishment and slash your wages in half. What is half of 0? Whatever it is, that is how much you make now. What is half of 0? Whatever it is, that is how much you make now. May your rod lead you to my soul.
It's tough.
It is our most favorite Look, I don't think I should say. I mean, they could kill me. Okay, I'll tell you. I get my schooner from Sarthas Idrin. He has some sort of a setup over the Riften warehouse. You can't get inside, though. They've kept that place locked up tight since the war began. I overheard Boldy say that only the Jarl carries the key to the warehouse. When I meet Sarthas there, he's usually waiting for me outside with his bodyguard. If it wasn't for Skooma, I'd already be on my way out of this horrible city. All my gold, completely gone. Now I have to start over. I'll never use Skooma again, although I suppose a little meat now and then would be harmless. You've been kind. Thank you.
I'm off work at the Blackbriar Meadery. Be back there in the morning.
How can I help you?
Travel safe.
The meteor is cold and dry, just
Are you
like
getting
Hagar.
marks from those men?
Helga, how many times do I have to tell you not to wake me? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. Still, it's a little rude to rustle someone out of bed for no reason. What's done is done. Besides, it's not like you knew you were interrupting. I value my sleep more than anyone. It's because of my dreams, you see. They're incredibly vivid, and the worst thing anyone can do is interrupt them halfway. I'm from Marquardt, actually. Had to move out here after I got into a little argument with Cosimo. He thinks I stole something from his museum. I asked him if he had proof, and he said mercenaries don't require me, so here I am. Sure, I'm up now, so I might as well. Alright. Oh god, I can't imagine anything worse than that. Although I do have trouble staying asleep as you have so aptly demonstrated. It's not just random travelers, though. It's the arguments downstairs, the snoring upstairs, and whatever's going on in Helga's room. Well, that would explain the high-pitched scream. I thought it was some kind of animal at first. But to be fair, it's her place. I should just move to a quieter town like Iverstead. It'll be harder on my coin purse, but I'll manage. Can I help you?
I'm feeling much better now, thanks to you.
How can I help you? Trees. They're beautiful. The fall forest makes me miss my childhood. Playing among towering trees in Delaware, living with my brother.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend? If you're looking for a handout, you want to speak with my husband.
Did you get that purchase agreement to Marquardt?
No? The old told me that it isn't this bad everywhere. Maybe one day I'll venture out and see if she's right.
What is it you seek, my child? We are devoted to the goddess Mara, who gave mortals the gift of love, that they might have a hint of eternity. Her blessings are many. To love is to know the true nature of the gods. Not all can hear the broad echoes of deepest dawn. To receive the touch of Mara, you must first act as her hands in the world. Explore the facets of the infinite jewel. Are you prepared, then, to help bring the light across this land? The dawn surely opens upon you, child. You must bear its light that all may see. Mara has reflected an image to me. At the foot of the throat, and a young woman, almost a girl. Her fickle love must resolve itself. The village of Iverstead. The woman, Fastred. This is the prayer heard by the goddess and relayed to her servants. Return when she has seen her path. I will entreat Mara on your behalf.
The caravan caching with the guard traces, but they simply haven't paid the gate fee.
Blessings of Mara upon you. Wonderful. Where to begin? Mara is the goddess of love. The temple spreads her gifts by tending to the sick, the poor, and the lost. We also perform wedding ceremonies for all the loving couples in Skyrim. Yes, if you were ready, of course. Are you familiar with how marriage works in Skyrim? Typically, love in Skyrim is as earnest as the people who live here. Life is hard and short, so there's little room for long courtship. A person who's looking for a spouse simply wears an amulet of Mara about the neck, showing they are available. When another person shows interest and the two agree to be together, one of them comes to the temple and we arrange a ceremony. Of course, I'd be more than happy to add a donation to our charity box. Right now, the best you can provide is coin. We need all the help we can get. Thank you. I can promise you that this will be put to good use. Mara's domain encompasses the emotions we strive the most to embrace: love, compassion, and understanding. It's difficult to appreciate her gifts in these dark times, but you should consider her like a beacon in the storm. May you return to her benevolence and safety.
Lady Mara bids you welcome to her benevolence.
Good morning. This temple is dedicated to Mara, and the light of love she shines on us all. I'm only a humble acolyte. If you wish to avail yourself of Mara's blessing, you should speak with Daniel Balu or Marmal. See ya.
Flowers for sale, guaranteed to put your loved one's swoon.
Blessings of Mara upon you.
Greetings, traveler. My name is Jade. I offer you Mara's blessing, that her light may guide you on the... Oh, who am I kidding? You'll end up like all the rest. Oh, you must be new to Riften. Well, if you're looking for marital guidance, I suggest you speak to Maramal or Dinya. I can't seem to get a single soul into Mara's embrace. I think I'm cursed. As acolytes of Mara, we're supposed to put those who've lost their way back on the path toward true love. But I can't seem to keep a single couple together. Oh, you sound like Maramal. And suddenly I'm beginning to feel nauseous. Is it that obvious? I suppose the name's a dead giveaway too. Well, it's not exactly a secret around here, so I might as well tell you. I used to be a member of the Thieves Guild. Alright, welcome to the Temple of Mara.
Can I help you?
Fancy yourself the adventuring type, eh? It's just as well. I doubt your combat
I
prowess
presume
would
you're
be
bothering.
valuable
What in the name of
battle.
oblivion do you want? My mind is on my experiments today. What did you need? I'm aspiring to earn that title, yes. However, the road ahead is paved with loose cobbles and deadly pitfalls. Master Elgrim says I'm a natural, that I have unique talent, but I fear his approval masks his intolerance for my mistakes. My errant formulas have cost Master Elgrim a fortune in ingredients, some of which are almost irreplaceable. To restore Master Elgrim's supply, I would need 20 Deathbell, 20 Nightshade, and 20 Nirnroot. Am I sensing that you may be interested in gathering these rare ingredients for me? That means more time for my experiments and less time in the field. Much appreciated. It's exhilarating to observe the effects of my potions on the body. We're made up of thousands of parts with thousands of different functions, all working in tandem to keep us alive. Yet if only a single part of our imperfect machine fails, life fails. It makes one realize how fragile, how flawed we are. You ask why I'm so fascinated? The irony that the same world that gave us life provides us the means to die. Good. My experiments are at a critical stage, and these are just what I need to finish. Here's some coin for all the trouble. Nernwood is the easiest. It grows only by the water and makes a unique chiming noise. The only drawback is it won't regrow after harvesting. Nightshade is native to the pine forest and marshy tundra regions of Skyrim, and has a distinctive starburst-like violet flower. Last we have deathbell, which only grows in marshy tundra terrain. Its inverted bluish-purple flower bunches are unmistakable. My family. All that wealth, and they squander it on foolish ventures and political schemes. I was meant for so much more than all of this. I wish to pledge my life and ply my talents in darker circles. If only my mother would let me, I would make her proud. My experiments can't be completed until you've brought me those ingredients. Do hurry.
Damn shame.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance? How can a humble servant of Talos help you today?
City got attacked once by those damn bandits. Come east across the lake from Father's Tooth. They won't be trying that again.
Blessings of Talos upon you. Talos guide you.
Ah, come in, come in. Welcome to Coraland's House of Garments. They say some miners have gone missing near Lost Prospect Mine. A shame what B does to something. Ah, I keep most of my inventory sealed in crates. The clothing on display here is just a show. If by chance some of it gets moldy, then a little hot water and vinegar does the trick. Clothes and raiment. I get enough, although not as many as I'd like. That's what happens when you run your business from the sewers. But this location does allow me to be more discreet. All types. While I mostly sell farm clothes and work boots, most of my profits come from the nobles. People think you need to go to Solitude to sell the high-end garments, but that's not true. Simple. There may be half as many customers, but they buy twice as many clothes. Why? Because this city is incredibly filthy, and fancy threads in particular aren't made to handle it. And the tougher the stains, the more likely people will buy clothes instead of washing them. All type. People think you need to go to Solitude. Oh, I know better than a cross maven. But even at a discount, Ingen manages to spend enough to where I still make good. You see, the Blackbriar girl has a habit of soiling her attire. In fact, this entire city is just one big storm of mud and dirt. And the tougher the stains, the more likely all types. People think you need to go to Solitude to sell them. Correction, it's mostly full of beggars, but not entirely. Sure, you have more nobles in other cities, but you know what you have here? Dirt. And the tougher the stains, the more likely people will buy clothes instead of washing them. Remember to tell all your friends about my store. The location may be a bit sordid, but...
Buying and selling fine jewelry here.
Protect yourself right. Let's go. Let's Christmas. Winter's morning.
You here for lessons, like Ingen? Or did you wish to buy something? Do you have any idea?
Well, the moisture in the air is better for the ingredients. It isn't every day that you get your hands on fresh nerdwood or painted troll fat. It also makes it easier to gather water when the canal is right out the front door. Besides, I also prefer the quiet. I didn't open this business for browsing. Come in, buy what you need, and get out. Hardly. In fact, I don't know how I get anything done with all the distractions I have to put up with. My wife, Half-York, well, she's a necessary evil, I suppose. Not a lick of talent when it comes to alchemy, but she keeps me fed. Then there's Indian Blackbriar, bright young thing and a worthy apprentice, when she isn't wasting my rare ingredients. Yes, goodbye.
This place has seen better days, but it's not my fault. Where's my head? I never even greeted you properly. I swear if I wasn't around, Elgrim would forget to eat his meals. How we make any coin at all is beyond me. In fact, I need to arrange for someone to pick up an ore sample for me in Shore's stone. Goodness knows Elgrim won't have a finger to do it. You would? Oh, that would be wonderful. Speak to Filnyar in Shore's stone. He's got some sort of ore sample he wants us to identify, and was willing to pay us well for it. I know how to mix a few basic potions, but I'm nowhere near as skilled as a master alchemist. I've picked up a few tricks by reading the tomes scattered all over the shop, but I don't have the knack to pull off half of the formulas. I wish Elgrim had spent more time tutoring me than that Ingman girl.
Oh, no, I didn't mean it that way. Elgrim can barely put on his own shoes, let alone have the energy to pursue a young girl. He's been gushing about how talented Ingen is at alchemy. He'd never say it to her face. That's not his way. I just think Elgrim's taken it upon himself to mentor the young thing, so he focuses a lot of attention on her. When Elgrim said we were setting up shop down here, I told him he would catch his death. The dirt, the moisture, it's disgusting. Who wants to spend their life living like a skeever? But that old bellyache just fed me some nonsense about light ruining his mixtures and being close to the water. Ah! Be careful. The road to Shorestone could be dangerous.
You here for lessons like Ingen? Or did you wish to buy something?
Any luck gathering those ingredients?
Have you managed to make it? This place has seen better days, but it's not my fault.
Lived for thousands of years, seeing to other people's thoughts.
Working at the Riften fisheries, I'm beginning to think